A young'un now, a tiny chip off an old and tough block. There was a cruiserweight a few years ago who was about as tough as they come. Trust me, I'm not hyping this. His name was Gypsy George Carman. He went in with world champions, British champions, and some of the top fighters. He was hard. Anyway, he retired, had a son, and now George Michael Carman, that's his son, he's unbeaten in 5, and on Frank Warren's charity show at Park Lane, Hilton, tomorrow. He's only 19. I spoke to him earlier, and I started by asking him if he was settling down as a young, unbeaten pro.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into it a bit more now, Steve. I mean, obviously, the first few fights, I was a bit amateurified and just getting a bit new to the game, but now I'm growing up a bit and getting there, you know what I mean? I'm starting to settle down as a pro and starting to hold my feet a lot more, so...
It's hard, though, when you're 19 years and you've come out of the amateurs, because you're moving too fast and you want to get things done too fast. You've got to sometimes just calm yourself a little bit, and you find, you know, and then things get easier, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously... I'm only young, so but in one way that's an advantage because obviously by the time I do get to an age of having fully grown, fully matured and everything, I'll be so experienced it'd be
second nature.
Totally advantage for me.
Yeah. Now, your father, George, Big George, because he's bigger than you. I saw him fight plenty. Does you know, when you're sitting around talking to him, you sit around? Do you ever sit down and watch DVDs of his fights and stuff? Because he was a tough man, you know, your dad.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've watched a lot of his DVDs in the past, and obviously he is me trainer, so obviously he learns me a lot of things, and that's why obviously he knows because the mistakes he made in the past in the ring, he can learn, so why don't make them? Yeah,
well, you certainly do. Now, there's one problem with being 19 and unbeaten, you know, because you end up being 20 and you're unbeaten in about 12 or 15, and that's about not going too early for a title. In an ideal world, George, when would you like to see yourself stepping up to championship level? I mean, you know, you're an honest kid. Your dad knows the game. When do you think you might be ready?
To be totally honest with you, Steve, I think around 21. I mean, I'm in no rush. I've got everything behind me. I've got great sponsors who help me out, and I've got great promoters. My dad's my manager and trainer, which he's great for that because he guides me in the right direction. So 21, I'm in no rush. So, I mean, if it comes 22... Yeah. It's not a big deal for me. I only know rush for the titles, you know what I mean?
You know what, George? That's one of the sensiblest things a young boxer could possibly say, because that's absolutely the truth. You're not in a rush. Look, you know, go out, learn your trade. Next couple of years, get it up to about 18, 19 fights. You're not in a rush, boy. You're not. Listen, there's still going to be championship belts when you're 22, so you take your time. Well, listen, good luck tomorrow night on this show, the Deborah Show.
No problem, mate.
And listen, and say hello to your dad for me.
I will do, Steve. Thanks very much, mate.
Listen, George Michael Carman, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. We'll get you on plenty more times.
A pleasure speaking to you too, Steve.
Yeah, we like those kids having their first few fights are only 19 years of age. Now,